adequate infrastructure, the well-being of our residents, the commitment to our rural lifestyle, and our strong agriculture economy, it needs to be protected. At the top of the list of concerns made clear by the families of this county is public safety. We all want to be confident we are safe in our homes, neighborhoods, and as we run our daily errands. Unfortunately, the state of California has adopted drastic changes in recent years that have decriminalized many offenses and that have created safety issues here in Amador County. Property crimes, illegal marijuana cultivation, and homelessness are some of the issues that need to be addressed. Experienced deputies regularly leave Amador for similar positions in neighboring counties that pay more. Putting more deputies on duty and holding on to deputies with experience to handle any situation that might arise are two good ways to improve safety. When elected, I plan on reassessing failing programs to find more money to retain our valued deputies. I will fight for fair market wages for our law enforcement to secure their support in helping us protect our community. The implementation of proactive fire prevention, which I'm surprised we didn't even touch on fire. I'm hoping that everyone's prepared and they're going to be going to those fire council meetings. There's some that are going to be here at Amador County Fair. District 5 is in need of a representative that can weigh in on all the issues from winery zoning to casino issues to new home development. With the third casino likely coming to our small county, we need a supervisor who can participate in discussions and vote on decisions concerning how the effects of the proposed casino can be mitigated. It is also likely that at least one of the other candidates running for District 5 will face similar limitations due to the conflicts, as long as with Supervisor Oneto, with the future casino. He cannot participate in any casino mitigation discussions related to traffic, emergency services, road improvements, etc., etc. I will ensure beneficial community partnerships are formed. Am I all done? Cut off. I will be your problem solver. I want to work with other agencies in this county to find the best solution. Your vote is your voice. Please help me be a better future.
Was that to be 3 minutes, Jim?
Yeah.
Or 2?
I think they told us 3 minutes, so she had written a 3-minute speech. So that's why.
That's on me.
That's okay.
It's 3 minutes, so Amy,
all right.
I deeply apologize. It is 3 minutes.
Well, I hope that everyone afterwards stop and maybe ask me some questions. I'll do a lot better talking one-on-one with you and any concerns that you guys have. Thank you.
Again, Amy, I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
It's on me.
So one of the things that I wanted to follow up on is when I left Amador County in 2007 for 2 years to go to UC Davis, I went to pursue a PhD program with my toddler in tow and would drive her up here on the weekends and drive her back down for preschool. And one of the things that experience taught me, it was very difficult earning a PhD with a toddler and getting a divorce at the same time. Worked out for us. We're a strong family now. We have 2 homes. We are divorced, but we are stronger for it. And I learned at that time that it was very important to hold on to a dream, okay? It was very important to keep going. And it nearly took me out. It was very long, 6 years, but I persisted and I wrote a 450-page dissertation about yoga teachers who go out into their communities, whether it be with homeless people in prisons or working with mental health to heal their communities. And I called it Feminism from the Inside Out, because I believe that when we truly know ourselves and we work from the inside out, from a caring and compassionate perspective, that's how we can accomplish things. We have to hold on to the dream. And over the past few years, since I've lived in Amador County for the past 12 years since I moved back, I've worked with 4-H. I worked on the local Plymouth Club. I served on the county committee, and I was appointed by the governor to the statewide 4-H Community Service Council and helped develop a curriculum for high school students to do community service. I also worked on wildfires in our area. The first one came through in 2013 called the Sand Fire. It came down from El Dorado County and zipped up towards River Pines behind Shenandoah Valley. And I held a fundraiser at the Plymouth Hotel and raised $15,000 and gave $5,000 checks to 3 families. When the Butte Fire came into Calaveras County, I traveled over to Calaveras County for 6 months every single day and worked 18 hours a day to deliver trailers to people that were victims of the fire, to take them food. I had truckloads of camping supplies that were donated by Big Five, and I worked on that solidly for 6 months. When the Caldor fire came in, many of you know me from working at the RV park to provide food for the evacuees that were there. Community service is something that I take very personally. I take it to heart because it is my mission in life to serve others. I am here to serve you. It says on my flyers, I will work for you. I will fight for you. You've probably seen them on the doors. That is my mission, to work for the community. And I think with the pairing the dream with the skills is where we need it. The final thing I will share with you is that I worked as an analyst at the Center for Digital Government in Folsom. I'd like to talk to you personally about that after the timer goes off. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you again. I'm going to take a quick moment to put a little bit of a rebuttal out there. I'm sure that I'm the other candidate that may have a conflict of interest that Ms. Waters-White referred to regarding the casino. And that is a true statement. At this point in time, my husband and I do own a piece of property behind Pokerville Market. In the last candidates forum, I acknowledged that. We will put that property up for sale and sell it immediately if we go into the general, because this county does deserve to have representation on that issue. It's an extremely important issue. Thank you again to the community for coming out tonight, and the residents of Zinfandel Ridge for hosting us here on what was the Begovich Ranch. John Begovich served as a county supervisor with my father, so I had the opportunity to spend some time with him as a child, and he was a straight shooter. He gave it to you straight. He didn't mince words. And I hope that I can live up to some of that spirit in my approach to running for supervisor. I told my kids recently that to me it would be worse to lose this campaign if I were to actually be elected making promises that I couldn't keep. Nothing seems worse to me than spending 4 years not being able to make promises that you made on a campaign trail. So I've really committed myself to trying to learn as much as I possibly can about the budget, about our resources, about the fire protection issues, the efforts that have been made. All of those things have been extremely important for me to fully understand so that I don't stand in front of you and tell you things that I don't think I could follow through with if elected. I think one of the important reasons that we need new, and I would like to say I didn't actually choose to run for supervisor because I have any hard feelings for the incumbent. I just simply believe that it's time for a change. We need leadership that will now work for our entire community. Leadership that will include old timers and the good old boys and our newcomers that really has the ability to build consensus and take our historic knowledge and our rural values and add that to the talents and the new ideas that people are bringing to our community to build a better future for Amador County. These are not partisan issues. I think it's important to recognize that. These are fundamental issues that we're facing. Failing roads, the threat of catastrophic fire, our failure to retain qualified fire and police personnel. These are fundamental problems. They need long-term solutions. We cannot just fill gaps and continue to fill gaps with grant funding. If we want to build a bright future for Amador County, we have to have the courage to recognize the old way just isn't working any longer. We need to have the courage to plan. We need to have the courage to put forth our vision for Amador County. I am on the shoulders of some incredible ancestors that served. I stand on their shoulders, ancestors that served in this community to build a better future for the next generation. And I hope with your vote, I can walk in their footsteps. Thank you.
I'd like to thank our host and everyone who set up this forum, along with all of you for coming. I think it shows some of what we are, who we are. Also, I'd like to thank my wife, Janine, and my son, Ben, for coming. The rest of my family's probably out working somewhere, and one's back in Virginia. Fire is a known threat to our county. I've worked over 35 years to address this issue, even before it's popular to do so. This is one of many things that set me apart. On the casino issue, you know, it is true. I asked the FPPC and they said that, yes, I had a possible conflict, that I couldn't sit in those conversations. I think it's very possible. I didn't think I had one originally because I was outside the normal distance. But when they made their findings, opinions, they said I couldn't. And I think at least two of the other candidates here could have the same issue as I. Also, on the roads, I've done whatever is possible and practical. I worked hard to obtain funding to fix our roads. It is a challenge. Whomever is in office will face that same challenge. I'm a strong fiscal conservative. I support our Constitution, including the Second Amendment. As far as, I heard some talk about courage. You know, it does take courage to do this job. Sometimes you have to convince your friends. It's not an easy thing to do, even your fellow board members. I would have thought when Daniel D'Agostini was looking for help, that people would have had courage to help him. Anyway, the question was about dark skies ordinance. I did not vote no on that as a matter of not having courage. What they had in place was overly restrictive. It would have been bad for our ag people, a lot of industrial people, maybe even homeowners when some of the stuff they put in there. It was too much. Also, my opponents didn't take the time. They talked about budget hearings and how important that is. We had a meeting this last week. We talked about our county budget, what was going where, why, what the numbers were. None of the three showed up. Anyway, moving on. I'll continue to manage reasonable growth in an appropriate manner and encourage the right kind of businesses for our county. Opponents are saying we need to go after grants. Over the last 3 years, I've helped get many grants for the jail, the roads, broadband, library, Amador Fire Safe Council, hazard trees, and more. We don't have a full-time grant writer. We do have ones that come in under contract. We also have staff that write grants. We have a big choice to make this election. I've worked for almost 16 years of keeping what we have here, meaning our family values, our rural character. Many have moved here to embrace our way of life. I welcome them, and I hope they fit in and value what we have here as much as I value it. I ask for your vote on June 7th. Together we can keep Amador. Thank you very much.